Hi, I'm Linda from the Traverse Area District Library, and this week we are going to make book treasure boxes. So if you haven't got your craft kit yet, stop by the Traverse Area District Library on Woodmere in Traverse City, or stop by the East Bay Branch Library and let's get crafting. So you will have selected a book, a hardcover book from the book boxes, and it will also include some wax paper, glue, and a foam brush. If you picked up the toolboxes at the beginning of the summer for doing the crafts, you will have an X-Acto knife in that toolbox, and you will have a ruler with a metal edge. This metal edge is important for this craft. So the first thing you want to do is decide where you want your treasure box to open. So I'm going to go in just a couple pages. I think I'm going to open to the table of contents. And you need to protect this front edge from all the glue you're going to be using. But we're going to be using Podge glue with this. You could also do this same project with regular, like school glue, but you're just going to want to water it down a bit so it can soak into the edges of the papers. But the Mod Podge should soak in fairly well. So once you've decided where you're going to put your opening, you need to slide the wax paper in and make sure it's going all the way back to the spine of the book, and just wrap up the edges with the wax paper. And there should be a little piece of tape in there, and you can just tape it down. So you've got it kind of sandwiched in there and protected. The next step is to take the foam brush and the Mod Podge, and we are going to coat the outside of the book on the page edges. And just coat them nice and thick. So we're basically just gluing the pages all together on the outside. And once you've got one side done, just move to the other side, and you're going to do all three sides. Once you have all three sides covered in glue, you want to just go through it and make sure there's no big drips or anything like that, because you want it to look natural. This is a matte finish glue, so it shouldn't be shiny. It should look rather natural, but it won't if you have big clumps. And then after you've done that, you're going to set it aside and you're going to let it dry for about, let's say, about 20 minutes, half an hour. One more thing to do after you have it all glued up is you want to put something heavy on top of it to press the pages down so they won't wrinkle up, since they are now a little bit wet. And give it that 15, half an hour, minute drive. Give it that half an hour time to dry well if you have it pressed down. If you have a weight, heavy book, anything like that will work. And also you need to wash your brush out so that you can use it for the next future steps. And put the lid back on the glue so it won't dry out. Okay, it's been about half an hour now, so I'm going to remove my weights from the book and take a look and see what I have here. Okay, you can open it up. Some of these are a little loose, but the rest are really solid, but we'll be gluing the edges one more time. I'm going to mark it because I don't want to go over the edges. So if I mark that, both sides, where I want to cut it, and then the top and the bottom I'm not gonna make it, so you could make your box all the way up here. I'm gonna make it down a little further. And putting these lines lets me know where to stop. There we go. So, at this corner where these are, that's where I'm going to start. And I am going to just travel along the metal part of my ruler. And I might need to stand up to do this, get a little power in it. And I'm just going to cut a few pages at a time, all the way down to where my pencil mark crosses. And then I'm going to stop. I'm going to do that on every side, pressing right up against the ruler. I think for me, because I'm right-handed, I need to turn my book around. Press in and down along the ruler. I'm just going to keep turning the book, because that works for me. In and down. And then I'm going to see how many pages I have cut, and I'm just going to pull those out. And I'm going to keep doing that until the box is as deep as I want it to be. Now I have to go on the outside. And be careful to stop right at that corner there. Because you kind of want really nice, neat corners. It'll make it look a lot better. A little more here, and one more side. And then pull out as many pages as you can. Looks like there's some places where it didn't go quite through as far. So I'm going to fix that. And then just keep continuing on down until you're almost to the back of the book. And let's see how it looks then. So after a while, I think I've gotten deep enough that I've stopped using the ruler, and I am just using the edges that I've made to guide my X-Acto knife, and this seems to go a lot faster and is making cleaner cuts. Just like that. Once you've gotten as deep as you want to go with the book, then the next step is to clean up your edges. As you can see, this is a bit of a mess here. So I'm gonna just trim off some of this excess stuff that's sticking out, paper, and work on getting it nice and clean looking so that when I put the glue on, it will have a nice clean, not looks like another page needs to come out. There we go. It'll be a nice, clean side finish. I am done cleaning up the edges. It's not perfect, but I think I'm happy with it. So I am going to start and coat the edges with Mod Podge or glue, or watered down glue. It's okay if you're going to put some on the bottom anyways, because you want the bottom to be a solid bottom. Okay, now that I have that done, I am going to put another coat on this outside. Alright, so I'm going to take off my wax paper. And I'm going to take one page and fold that in. And this page we will end up cutting out too. So now we're just going to put that in there to keep everything all nice. Slide this back in there, making sure that none of the glue is on the pages. You want to keep fresh. Close it and put your weight on it. And you're going to let this dry for another half an hour or so. Alright, let's see how this looks. It's looking good so far. My paper out. As you can see, I need to cut this out now. I can do that quickly and easily with my knife. I'm just gonna go right around the edges. I don't even need the ruler for this part. Kind of like opening up a birthday present. Take out this last piece. And I left quite a bit of paper in here, so you can see it's a little bit fluffy. But this is hard all the way around. Everything appears to be completely dry. And you can't even tell that anything has been done to it. Pull this up. So now the next thing for me to do is to find some treasures and put them in my box and stick it on the shelf. And nobody will know that this is a treasure box and not a book on Freud. So see you next week for